In today's video, we will be talking about a key feature that every editing software must have to be considered a top-notch video editing tool. The most popular editing suites improve their color correction tools with each update, from DaVinci Resolve to Final Cut Pro or Adobe Premiere Pro. You have all the resources for color correction without the need for external plugins. If you've used software like Photoshop or your smartphone, you're already familiar with contrast, saturation, exposure, white balance, and curves. The first step in color grading is to adjust each shot as a starting point, looking for contrast, saturation, and color errors that occur during the capture of the image. When one image is darker than the next, mixed color temperatures and other issues are to be fixed. From this point, once everything is aligned, you can start the creative phase and follow some simple color correction tips to create the final look of your video. You may be wondering at what point in the video editing process you should start thinking about color grading. Honestly, you can start editing at any time, but it's better to wait until all clips are edited and finalized before color correcting. This is especially true when editing logarithmic footage, or desaturated neutral footage that many professional cameras shoot. This will require more color grading work to achieve the finished look. And if you need to change the order, length, and other settings of your clips, you don't have to take a huge back step. So make sure your footage is fully edited the way you want it before you start color work. This should be one of the last steps in your editing workflow. Premiere is one of the best programs for color correcting footage, as it has a wide range of color tools for this purpose. Depending on the camera you're using and the time of the day, a technical lookup table designed for your camera can give you a clean starting point. Therefore, you will see an image similar to what you see on the camera's monitor. These lookup tables basically adjust contrast and color to specific values. Nothing creative about it. Acquiring an image is just another step in the engineering chain. From this point, every shot of at least one scene should be fixed and adjusted before moving on. If you don't use log or raw formats and want to bake the final image on the camera, you don't need to use a technical lookup table, as the final image already exists. Be careful not to overuse the hottest lookup tables at the moment, as all of your videos will look just like everyone else's. Adjust the strength of the lookup table if you want the final result to be less aggressive. Otherwise, it will be difficult to extract all the colors from the image, and you may go crazy trying to make them appear, degrading the final image. We'd like to start with some basic fixes that fix brightness and contrast, shadows, and highlights. We recommend starting by adjusting the brightest and darkest points to stay within the bounds of the waveform. For example, when modifying a bright scene under the midday sun, it makes sense to move the brightest point to roughly the top of the waveform. However, when grading dark scenes, don't go that far. Otherwise, all scenes will look the same and have no dynamic range. Black should always be close to 0. After doing that, go back and forth to tweak the mentioned parameters. Once you're comfortable with it, use the Curves tab or Color Wheel tab to position the image where you want it. While it's possible to grade in Premiere, it is not the choice of professionals. If you focus on color correction as a routine and want to serve your clients, Premiere is not good for beginners. You can't easily group clips, you can't easily distribute gradient changes across multiple clips, and Premiere doesn't have good color management tools. It can't create different versions of gradients or save still images. It's very easy to specify target areas where clips can be outputted. All of this slows down work a lot. Once you get a project with over 1,000 clips on the timeline, it probably takes twice as long to grade. Speed in the grading suite is of paramount importance alongside creative skills and techniques. With that being said, if you mostly grade short videos or videos yourself, Premiere might be good enough. You can be sure of getting a professional looking image, but it's a tedious and time-consuming process to get there. Thank you for watching today's video. Don't forget to subscribe, hit the like button, and leave a comment, and see you in the next video.